Hi, it's Brian Larsen again. I've had a LinkedIn series going for a few weeks, including a talk I call Find Your Why, Find Your Way, and another one about investing energy in that why so that your passion can become your value. You can find links to those talks in my LinkedIn profile, my YouTube channel, or my preference, my website, larsenbridge.com. That link is above, and yes, that's a shameless plug. On larsenbridge.com, you can also find a link to book time with me for free. No catch, ever. So if you're a professional looking for a job, looking to change jobs, looking to elevate your career, I've coached hundreds of people over 2 decades to do just that. And I'd like to do it with you for free. If you're a leader of a team, a department, or a company, and you'd like to talk through structure or process or technology or all three and how to unlock customer value and bring that business intelligence back into your company, that's what I do. And that's what I'm passionate about. I'd like to talk to you too. So come find me at larsenbridge.com. Today, I'd like to talk about what I call the 5 levels of engagement. It's a simple tool I've used to talk to people about how companies are structured, but more importantly, how your career growth can be structured. It's not perfect. It's how I see it. And it's an easy way, I think, to think about marrying your career with a company. So let's break it down. I think about it this way. The layers are mission, vision, strategy, operations, execution. And so if you're a company, mission doesn't really change. It's what my company is, it's what we do, and it's the impact we want to make on the world. It's pretty unchanging. The second level, vision, is where companies start to get creative. It's where founders and CEOs and VPs and board of directors and investors have ideas about how to enact that mission, how to realize that mission. And it's things like, what is our total addressable market? What is our product market fit? What is our brand? How do we want to project ourselves so that people understand the value that we provide and want to engage with us? Vision tends to be 12 to 18 to 24 months. It's a 1 to 2 year frame for the most part. And below that then is strategy. Here's the vision we have for the next year, year and a half, 2 years. What strategies are we going to use so that vision can actualize the mission? And the strategies will change frequently. It's typically quarter to quarter, sometimes half year, less likely month to month, mostly quarter to quarter. And we enact a strategy to find information that tells us this is working and we should double down, or there's a kernel here, but we should move that kernel to a different strategy, or this strategy just doesn't work and we should abandon it, put our efforts into another strategy. Again, that's mostly quarter to quarter. Below that is operations, and it's typically month to month, sometimes week to week, but mostly month to month. And operations is boots on the ground. If we're going to enact this strategy, what staff do we need? What technology do we need? What's the investment? What measures are we going to use to determine success? And how do we surface those measures to see if those strategies are working? Again, month to month, week to week, month to month. And then the bottom level is execution. It's day to day, sometimes week to week, mostly day to day. What are we doing today? Everyone's expected to execute at a high level no matter where they are in a company, and it's the underpinning for achieving any success is lining up that execution with operations to strategy to vision to enact the mission. Okay, so how do we think about that in terms of career? Well, first, you can think about it this way. A founder, for instance, is going to spend most of their time in the vision space. Again, the mission doesn't change. They're in the vision space. Now they're giving some feedback on strategy and some input into strategy, but they're up at the top, looking at the long-term trajectory for the company and what we need to be focused on. If you're an entry level, let's say customer service rep, you're almost always in execution. It's the day-to-day, you're running through inboxes, you're doing the work of a customer service rep, that's execution. So the higher you are in the company, the higher you are in the 5 layers. In terms of your career, this is how we move forward. So let's take that customer service rep, for instance. Again, execution day to day. What are your metrics? KPIs, OKRs? Is it the number of tickets, quality of tickets, CSAT, et cetera, et cetera? You got to be number 1 in those. Every level, you want to be number 1 in execution. As you're doing that, you might see opportunities for improvement, more efficiencies. And thinking about how to make yourself efficient is great, more efficient. But thinking about how to make your team more efficient or your department more efficient or your company more efficient, that's where the meat is in sort of getting from execution into operations. And I've seen this done successfully. I've seen it done poorly. I think the core and the key to this is this. When you, let's say you're that customer service rep and you're doing great execution, you can go to your manager and say something like, hey, I've been doing this job for a while now. You know I'm number one in the metrics. I've had a couple ideas about how we might be a little more efficient in this channel or approaching this problem. But it occurs to me that you have a better version, a better understanding of the strategy and where we're trying to go as a company. So I'd be interested in your feedback. What do you see as opportunities for us to be more efficient? I promise you that'll open the conversation, right? You're asking for their input into how to be more efficient, not saying, hey, we should do this, this, and this. And the second part of that, this is maybe harder to grasp. I'll talk a lot about this when I talk about becoming more than an individual contributor and how you elevate beyond a superstar employee into like leadership, management. Let them be the hero. Even if they take, and maybe especially if they take your idea and pass it off as their own, that's great. I know that's counterintuitive. We all want credit for the work that we do. But I promise you, if you let your manager be the hero and present your idea and start to enact those things, when they win, they're going to come back to you for more. They're going to come back for more ideas. And that's how you start to elevate as that customer service rep out of execution into operations and start to ladder up that chain. Again, I'll talk more about this when I talk about elevating from a very successful individual contributor to a leader and what skills and what that transition looks like. 5 levels of engagement: mission, vision, strategy, operations, execution. Level up. Next week, I'm going to give a talk about intent and why it matters. I am very nervous about it. It is going to be hard for me, and it's a hard talk I'm going to have to give. I know I have to give it because I know it's hard and it's intimidating. So look forward to that. I appreciate you stopping by and engaging with me on this platform. I hope you have a wonderful week, and I'll see you next week. Find me on larsenbridge.com. Bye-bye.